Do you need a minute to get off your feet? Moving to the rhythm of the same old beat. Whoa. A slave to the grind till you drop dead. Tangle with the devil living in your head. Do you wanna party with me instead? Whoa. So we're going out tonight to dance under the city lights and live like we'll never die. Whoa. So we're living it up. We're living it up, yeah. We're living it up, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cruise Shop. So that's a new video. My friend did that. My friend Mitch. Hi, Roberto. How are you? Welcome to Cruise Shop. So
a lot of energy.
Take two. So this week I'm joined by my colleague Roberto. Roberto works for an agency in Brazil.
It's in Argentina. We are in Argentina.
Argentina. You send us a lot of Brazilian candidates. That's why I thought it was Brazil. I'm so sorry. So every Friday night, Cruise Shop Save interviews an expert from the industry, and I'm in recruitment. And I've been working with Roberto for the last, I don't know, like 6 months.
Yes, more or less.
6 months. And Roberto is like a machine recruiting for cruise ships. So I just saw on your profile, like it, and I named this Change Your Life and Work on a Cruise Ship because that's literally what it says in your intro. And it is like that, isn't it? You literally can change your life by working on a cruise ship. Tell me, like, how did you start with the cruise ship industry?
I started many years ago. I usually say the same. When I started, there were no digital cameras, not digital phones. So long time ago. But I work on board cruise ships, nothing to do to what I'm doing today. It's funny, but I started working on cruise ships as a drummer. I was a musician. And pretty much all my career on cruise ships, it was working as a musician. But while I had, luckily the musicians, and everybody knows that they have some free time on board the cruise ship. So I used to take my free time to do other activities. So it was fun. But I started in 2003. First of all, in Royal Caribbean, I did 2 years in Royal Caribbean. And suddenly one day, through a friend recommendation, I changed to Cunard. And then I stay on the Queen Mary, and I got the possibility to play in a better band, in a better cruise ship. Actually, when I was working in Royal Caribbean, it was a good thing taking about rotations because you got so many ships that you get rotations all the time and contracts all the time.
That's true.
And suddenly, when I changed to Cunard, it was more exclusive. Actually, at that time, it was the Queen Mary and the QE2, and that's it. So once you were inside that company, you didn't want to let go because if you were in one cruise ship, you were seeing the whole world all the time. You were cruising all over
the world, and it really
fantastic.
was. I've got a little picture of you, so here you
with
are.
More hair, for sure.
And actually, when you sent me that picture, I recognize you. Like, which ship did you work on for Royal Caribbean?
That is the Mariner of the Seas.
Oh my God! Yes.
That's
so
I
worked. Did I work on the Mariner? Oh my God! I've drank so many bottles of wine since I worked on ships. I can't remember. Did I work on the Mariner of the Seas? Like, you just look familiar.
I know. The first cruise ship I worked, it was the Monarch of the Seas.
Monarch. No, I didn't work on the Monarch.
All right. First was the Monarch. Then it was Enchantment of the Seas. And then it was Mariner of the Seas.
Do you know what? One of these days, I'm going to have to sit down and really figure out what ships I worked on, because this is embarrassing. I don't think I worked on any of those ships, but you do look familiar, like in that picture.
Everyone looks familiar. It's like what happens on ships is like Vegas. What happens on ships stays on ships.
It's on ships, yeah. It's true. And then I do actually have this lovely picture of you as well. I think this is Cunard, right?
Yeah, that's the Queen Mary too.
Queen Mary. Well, that's a better uniform. Like, I can see why you.
It was funny. The upper part of the uniform, I never liked that very much. It was like a pajama t-shirt.
Yeah.
But it was nice.
But
So
yeah, you're right. The musicians had a great life. Like you worked, you played. I mean, you had to rehearse and stuff, but I bet you played with so many amazing acts.
it was fantastic. It's always pros and against. There's pros and things, but for example, being a musician, you get a lot of free time. I
Yeah.
mean, if you think the relation between the wages that you earn and the
Yeah.
hours you work is a very good position. But the
Yeah.
other thing is that I worked for 8 years and I was always the same drummer.
Mm,
When you work in other positions, you get to do a career, and that's one of the most
mm,
important things that I always
mm.
mention to all the candidates. I
Yeah.
see people starting as a receptionist or as a cleaner in the restaurant, and after years, I was still playing the drums, and I saw people in the uniform, food
Yeah.
and beverage director or
Yeah.
assistant hotel director. So that
Yeah.
is something that you don't want to
Pro-
miss.
They promote it up and stuff. Yeah. So tell me more about what you're doing now, because you are now working. You're with an agency. You're recruiting. You're a recruiting machine. So tell me what positions do you recruit for, and tell me about that process.
Well, actually, well, the agency that I'm working at, I've been working since the moment I disembarked on the cruise ships. For some time, I used to work in an English institute, an English school of
All
mine.
right.
My
Yeah.
mother, that was a family business,
Uh-huh.
and then I started working in Selection Partners. That is,
Right.
at the beginning, it was the agency, it is the official agency recruiting all South America and Latin
Mm-hmm.
America for um, Princess Cruises and Holland America. But at some
Wow.
point, we started getting more and more companies.
Yep.
So today, it is a company that is hiring for selection for Princess, for Royal Caribbean, for Celebrity Cruises, for P&O Australia, Seaborn. Well, they are all part of Holland America Corporation today. And then
Yep.
companies like Harding Brothers, and at some point we work with Heinemann and different companies.
Who?
So positions we,
Who? I never heard of
really
Heinemann.
different.
Who
I
are
worked
they?
for some time before quarantine and didn't work anymore.
No, I
And
know.
today, pretty much, we're looking for all the positions,
Yeah.
all the third department positions like galley,
Hmm.
reception, bar,
Hmm.
restaurant, housekeeping,
Wow. And
all positions.
that's insane. So I get emails all the time because, I just put out content about cruising and I've got my own website. I basically started it in lockdown because I didn't have anything to do. And I love working in the cruise industry. I'm so lucky, like you. I'm so lucky to have had that. I started in 96
Mhm.
and on Holland America. And then I started as a fitness instructor. I was the most unhealthy fitness instructor ever. I worked for Steiner. I mean, it was nuts. If I look back now, I just think I have no idea how we got away with so much. But
Yeah.
back then we did. It was really fun back then. It's still fun. It is still fun. It's different kind of fun. Anyways, I was just saying, what we were saying. So, and then I got a bit sidetracked then. But then it's like, oh my God, I've lost my train of thought. But anyway, back to you. So what are the numbers? Like so you recruit for all the departments to work directly for Princess, Holland America, Seaboard, and Royal Caribbean. What are the numbers? Like how many people do you recruit every week?
Well,
Roughly.
for this year specifically, it's been an normal year. It's
It
been
has.
something
Yeah.
particular.
Yeah.
Usually, we reach, I don't know. Usually, we reach targets of over 100 people per 3 months or 4 months, or
Wow.
over
Yeah.
150 people. But
Hmm.
suddenly this year, in 3 months, I remember that in 1 month, I reach a number of 100 people for one
Gosh.
company, plus numbers for other company. So I don't know. I believe doing the math, I do more or less 20 interviews per day, around
Yeah.
that, between 20
Wow.
or 30% if it is a busy day. And if you reach the number, it is crazy. Another number that at some point, sometimes I find that, I don't know why, but it's disappointing that when you see the number
Yeah.
of CVs that you receive and you do the pre-screening, and then you see the final number, it is terrible that for me to reach a number of hires that is 100, I need to do 500 or 600
Yeah,
interviews.
yeah, it's true. And
So,
it's like, I mean, I was about to ask you what are you looking for, but it's like asking how do you find the needle in a haystack, because there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people out there that want to work on a cruise ship. And then
well,
here we all are recruiters. We want to hire all that talent, but it is finding the right skill, because I know I've spoken to people and I've literally, I give people feedback right there and then, because I think it's not fair, because I feel like this person will be ready in 6 months. This person just needs to improve their English a little bit. And I say to them, it's not fair on you to put you on a ship right now, because
well,
you have to hit the ground running, you know?
well, many times this is something common. For example, well,
Yeah,
as we are doing pre-screening and I do recruitment in South America, the first filter, obviously, that I'm going to focus
right.
on is the level of the English.
Yeah.
Many times you find candidates that they have a great level of English, but they are still lacking knowledge. I don't know, in if they are for the bar in cocktails, or the knowledge in food and gastronomy, or in the galley. Many times you find fantastic chefs and people that they've been working as a chef in hotels, but as they are so used to speaking all the time in Spanish, maybe they can maintain a conversation in English, but they don't know the technical knowledge. So many times
Right.
what you do is like, okay, I'm going to give you 1 month. Please pay attention to all the technical knowledge that you know in Spanish, practicing in English, and we can
Yeah.
repeat you. I rather
Oh,
you
wow.
do
You're
many
so
interviews.
kind, because a month. Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like I rather repeat the interview many times with you so that you reach the level that is required, because then you have been on a cruise ship, I've been on a cruise ship, and if you are on board the cruise ship and you are doing a duty that you are not used to it, it is a really bad experience to and
Oh, yeah.
the
Because your
first
manager gets frustrated with you, and because there's not really that much time for, I mean, obviously, when you get to a ship, there is a lot of training, a lot more training now than when you and I worked on ships. But, you know, the safety training, the COVID training, the this training, that, there's a ton of training.
the
But,
first 2 3 weeks are madness.
yeah, nuts.
So
But there's
the
no
first thing
time to,
that you
yeah,
want from candidates is, if they are going to live a new experience, to be the best experience at the
yeah,
beginning, and to be well prepared for that.
exactly.
Because it could be
Yeah,
the best experience,
yeah,
or it could be a nightmare that suddenly
yeah.
you find
And
candidates
you're
that are
so
doing
far, yeah, and you're so far away from home. It's like I might interview someone who hasn't got any actual retail experience, and they doing other things, and like, oh, I've always wanted to work on in retail. I'm like, so why aren't you? Why? How come you're not? And I said to them, it's a really long way for you to go to realize you don't really like retail. So go and
Exactly.
get 6 months and then reapply. And I've been at Hardings now recruiting for about a year and a half now, and a lot of them are coming back and they're
Exactly.
ready. Yeah. So in terms of, because you're right, this year, 2022, we're just about to finish. You're on my last interview of the year. We're finishing up 2022, and it has been one hell of a year, and it has been abnormal in terms of recruiting, because everyone left the industry shut down. So all of those people went off and did other things. Some people lost a lot of confidence in working in cruise ships. So it was like doing this whole massive recruitment drive for new people to work on cruise ships. Like
It
hardly
was
anybody
crazy
came back.
because at the
Yeah.
beginning, I remember in January when we started looking for the positions. Actually, the companies, they were changing and adapting day by day, because in
Yeah.
January everything was new. So yes, you can hire
Yeah.
here, but let's look on the conditions in in this country, or the port authorities. It was day
It
by
was
day
not.
basis in
Yeah.
interviews. But I remember that when the wheel started to move back again, it was madness, because
Yeah.
it was the highest person giving the highest salary, because
Sure.
candidates that they were professional. It's
Yeah.
like, if you don't hire me today, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going tomorrow with a different company.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was like
Yeah.
candidates that they were really professional and they were really willing to.
There
You
is
turn them on
so
board,
much.
you
Yeah.
contact them today, and they tell, okay, let's do the interview next week. And next week they tell you, all right, no, I am already hiring in a process
Mm-hmm.
with another company. So you
Mm-hmm.
needed to move really fast, do the interviews really fast,
Mm-hmm.
because it
Mm-hmm.
was it was crazy. But then by April, May, it was getting better and better.
Starting to get better. Yeah.
Completely different numbers, huge numbers of people hiring.
And there's so much talent out there as well. I interview some amazing people. So in terms of if someone's watching this and they want to apply to work on a cruise ship, what are you looking for? What do you need? What are the cruise ships looking for and asking for at the moment?
Well, obviously, first of all, the person that is going to be aware that working on board the cruise ship is working 24, it's not 24/7, but it's 7 days a week. You have to work 6 months.
Work.
Sometimes they don't realize that. They tell you, I work.
Oh, you froze.
One thing is to work and have day off, and a completely different thing is to work every day for 6 months. So to understand what is cruise ship life, I do a research. Look, the first thing that I usually recommend to candidates is that if you are going to apply for a position, have a look of the position. What is it about? Don't go like, okay, I'm going to try and see, and I don't know, then explore more.
Exactly. I always say, you're right. And it's really important that we paint a clear picture, because we were talking just before we went live that we do a video. We do, if we've got a candidate that's we feel is going to be right for the ships, we do a presentation and we explain what it's like to live and work on board a ship, because it's not glitz and glamour. Where you work is glitz and glamour. Well, for the most part, unless you're in the galley or the kitchens or, but where you sleep is kind of basic. It's clean, it's healthy, it's safe, but it's basic. But I always say to the candidates, you work a little bit or a lot every day, you know, and there's some departments.
If there is a day that is not very busy because it's a port day, passengers are off the cruise ship, well, lucky you're going to get off the cruise ship and visit. But be well prepared to work every day. It is a great opportunity. And well, then the personality, obviously, first of all, we're going to check that the knowledge and the technical knowledge from the person is going to be fine. And then it's all about the personality. I always do the same example, for example, with photographers. The photographer, many times I'm going to test the photographer that is going to be 50% having the technical skills, but the other 50% is interacting with the people. Persuading the people to have the picture taken. Because if I see a photographer that is from National Geographic, that is taking beautiful pictures, but the interaction is between him and a gorilla, that's it. It's not going to be the profile for the cruise ship. I need someone that is outgoing, and whenever you're going to
we always say we're not hiring shrinking violets, but we do have candidates that are introvert, and that's okay. And so we might assign them to the smaller teams, where they are excellent one-on-one with a customer, but then, you wouldn't put them on a massive carnival ship where they're going to, loud American guests and just feel overwhelmed. I love all that. Whereas,
or obviously, maybe they are shy. They can start working a career on board the cruise ship and start maybe in lower level positions in the restaurant, the bar, in the galley. And as long as they start getting to know the life on board and get used to how are the dynamics on board the cruise ship, they start getting their personality out. And obviously, most of the cruise ship companies that we work, they give you possibilities for nice careers on board the cruise ship.
They do. Well,
sometimes you apply for one position and then you can cross-train to different departments. That is something very important.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so interesting because you can see someone is a little bit shy, and the English is good enough. It's you can, hear some words, but you just know at the end of 6 months they're going to have so much confidence. They're dealing with different nationalities, and their English is so much better.
One thing is to have someone shy, but that is someone that is okay. It's all right. It has a good etiquette. It is a polite person. One thing is to be shy, but that is respectful. And a completely different thing is that someone is shy and the only 2 words that is going to say is not polite at all. Sometimes it's tricky to do, 20 minutes interviews and get to know the person in 20 minutes really fast. Obviously, that person is going to explode a lot more of the personality on board the cruise ship. But overall, I know that the cruise ship companies, they have very good training programs, and they can develop the good things of the person on board the cruise ship. That's why I always look for this video conference, and I offer this video conference for the candidates to know what to expect on board the cruise ship if they have any doubts. Also to talk about the routine on board the cruise ship, the code of conduct, how to behave. In the end, you are in the city on board the cruise ship. Little things that if you have a tense relation with a colleague, which is completely normal, who to address the problem and not take your own hands into trying to solve the problem. I always try to look for these things in the video conference to say, okay, if you have a problem, don't take this matter in your own hands, or respect each other as individuals. These little credo points that we learn, because that in the end is going to help them.
Absolutely. And things have gotten a lot better on ships. There is a HR manager on a lot of the ships that they can go to. But in terms of, let's just summarize like the positions that you hire for. And if anyone's watching this, because we have a lot of people that watch these videos after they go, after they've been live. So someone's watching this right now. In fact, I'll put the website up. So this is the website that they should go to. And can you list the positions that you're recruiting for?
Well, positions at this time, the main positions, and one of the biggest positions that we look a lot of candidates is the galley personnel. Most of the cruise ship companies, they are lack of personnel for galley. Other positions that they need a lot are entertainment positions, like junior assistant cruise director, entertainment staff. These are positions that we are in really need. Obviously, then it's tricky to find high-level positions in restaurant departments, like waiters, assistant waiters. These are the first positions that they come to my mind. Obviously, there are a lot of positions, but usually now the companies, during the last 8 months, they've been hiring so many entry-level positions for all the companies that as they fill all those vacancies for entry-level positions in most of the departments, now they get the possibility to start looking for these specific positions, like a stewardess, someone that has very good experience working in housekeeping, or a waiter that knows how to deal with passengers, or a bartender. High-level positions in most of the departments. And obviously in the galley, always all positions are required. This is a difficult position to get.
And then in the galley, what experience do they need to have then?
Well, first of all, in the galley, obviously for all the companies that we work, they all need a degree. They need a degree in gastronomy to graduate from a university. And then obviously having a minimum experience working in restaurants, in local restaurants in the countries, of minimum 1 year. And then going up, the more experience you have, the higher level positions you can reach in the galley. So I would say that minimum, obviously, always we're talking about the level of the English, the degree, and then minimum of 1 year to 2 years of experience in local restaurants, helping in the galley, trying to know different international techniques in cooking or preservation of the food, or US pH inspections, to try to handle all these general knowledge. And then obviously once you are in the galley on board the cruise ship, you will get to familiarize with all the menus on board the cruise ship and start learning. Yeah.
So exciting. It's so exciting for people. I mean, and so how did it change your life? Because it changed my life immensely. When I worked on it, I can't even begin to tell you how much it changed my life. I got more confident. I felt more sure of myself. The friends that I still have all over the world, close friends. I just spoke to someone last night. She's my best friend. She lives in Florida. We're still best friends. How did it change your life? Because I've got this one last picture of you, because we're talking about working, and you do work hard. We have a saying, don't we? You work hard, you play hard. Because I've got this wonderful picture of you.
That's the Mariner of the Seas.
Mariner of the Seas. I think I did work on that. And this is, where is this? This is Labadee, right?
Yeah, that's Labadee.
Exactly. But you imagine that, even if you've got a few hours off work, you just get off, you go to the beach. It's it's fab.
I used to like, when I used to work in Cunard, there was this other position that it was called the international hostess. It was always difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know why for the company to find that hostess that was speaking
Yeah.
German,
Yeah.
Spanish, and English, and many
Yeah.
idioms. Usually, there was in that position there was lack always of someone speaking Spanish, and there was
Yeah.
Roberto all the time that liked socializing with everyone.
Yeah.
So I found myself in my free hours conducting tours around the cruise ship,
Yeah.
or if I needed to say the weathercast announcement in the bridge
Yeah.
in English and Spanish, I used to
That's
say it.
amazing.
So I
Yeah.
was having fun all the time. Like, I have free time and we need to escort the passengers in the tour, and that I just go. I love doing that. It was. I always say that whenever you're growing in life, it's
Mm-hmm.
like you're going in stairs. You're going
Mm.
step by step. Well,
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
me, getting on board cruise ships and suddenly dealing with different cultures, different nationalities, being
Mm-hmm.
away from your friends, it was suddenly jumping, suddenly 10 steps
Mm-hmm.
from one day to the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you
Mm.
return back, it happened to me that I was kind of like the spoiled boy. And suddenly when I returned back from the cruise ship,
Yeah.
I was like a man.
A man. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
looking situations that they
Yeah.
used to frustrate me when I was on land, and suddenly I was looking everything from a
Yeah.
balcony, knowing how to handle these situations. It's
Mm-hmm.
like at the beginning, it is tough to
It's
get
very
used
tough
to
at
this
first. Yeah.
new life.
Yeah.
It is tough.
Yeah.
Once you get used to, it's so rich. It's
Oh, it's amazing. How long did you work on? You worked. Sorry, you told me you worked on ships 6 years, 7 years.
for I worked from 2003 until 2010, 7 years.
Right, 7 years. Same here. 7 years, and then I had had enough. 7 years, I started to not want to be polite to the guests,
No,
and
no,
I
no.
thought,
But I
I
remember,
thought maybe it's time for me to go.
I remember. No, the thing in my case, I was working on board the cruise ship because my goal it was to get my house.
Oh, yes,
So I remember that I
yes.
started working and I was starting to save
Tax-free
money.
money.
Exactly, I
Yeah,
was saving. I remember it was tough. Everyone was going on the beach in Barbados, and we're going
yeah.
to go to the boatyard and we're going to drink. And I used to put a
Boatyard.
banana and a yogurt in my bag, and I used to go the other way to save
Uh,
money. But I remember that I saved a lot of money, and I got to build my house. And I remember that the day that I got my house ready, I said, okay, enough. This is the moment now to get the family and get the dog
yeah,
and
yeah.
get the
Oh,
kid.
that's amazing. You do
I think
such a great job. So, if anyone is watching this right now, I mean, first of all, I really want to thank you for your time because you are the busiest recruiter I know. If
it's all right.
anyone is watching right now and you're interested in working for cruise ships, if you're interested for working for Harding Retail are the largest retail concessionaire company now. We've got big plans to grow. So, we're definitely looking for the next leaders to come through. So, definitely, but go through Selection Partners because Selection Partners will hold your hand. They find the candidates for us. So any candidates that they send us, because we've got thousands of candidates waiting for a reply from us, but we prioritize the agents. So the best way to get a job on a cruise ship is to go through an agent. Selection Partners is one of the best. Here's the email address. Go to their website, apply, and Roberto will be your man.
It's fantastic.
This is amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. What are you
Thank
doing for
you.
Christmas? When do you finish?
I finished today and I'm staying tomorrow with my family
Oh,
here
that's
at
so
home.
nice. I wish you a very happy Christmas,
Same
a
to
happy
you.
and prosperous new year. Once again, thank you so, so much for what you do for us. And anybody watching, this is the website. I just put the website in the link as
Yeah.
well. So if you have any questions for Roberto and I can, this hasn't actually streamed onto LinkedIn for some reason.
Yeah.
I've got a glitch with my account, but I'll get this on LinkedIn and Roberto and I will answer any of your questions. But we wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy New
Merry Christmas
Year,
to everybody.
and start a new, change your life and work on a cruise ship. Thank you, Roberto. Take care. Bye,
Take
everybody.
care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.